Good morning, all. Ira Epstein with your Morning Flash Update, and this update is for the morning of Wednesday, a snowy morning. It is the 25th of January, 2023, 8:35 a.m. Central Time. We start off with the stock market down as people start going risk off. And it makes sense. You don't have any real economic data today. You have the MBA mortgage numbers. I'll show those in a minute. Then you have a little later this morning at 9 o'clock, you have the Central Bank of Canada. And then we have the EIA numbers. Tomorrow, we get a host of a lot of economic data. You tried to break the gold. You're back up from those lows by about $10. The dollar index tried to rally this morning. It's back to unchanged. You can say that in a number of the different currencies as they're marking time here. I thought we'd get a little bit more of a break in the copper, only because this is the week where we have the lunar holiday, so most of the traders in China are off. We're still down in the beans, a little more follow-through, but fairly flat in the wheat and the corn. Marking time, as I want to call it, on the energies, pretty close to unchanged in the Brent, same thing in the WTI, but you're lower in the nat gas, and until we know that when we can get this Freeport terminal, again, up and operational, which many people thought was going to be right now, it's now been pushed into February. Well, that keeps what? It keeps supply here. And we have a mild winter. I know it's snowing, 80 million people. I was hearing about it all morning long under some snowfall. But folks, we haven't had much snowfall. I mean, in Chicago, it's been not measurable. Finally, today, we're going to have an inch or two, but it's so warm, it's melting on the streets and the sidewalks, so it'll pick up on the ground, and that's about it, and there's not enough to even shovel. I was outside looking, going, okay, is this where I get to use my salt? And it is not. And I loaded up this year, and I haven't once gone out and used my salt, and here we are coming to the latter part of January already. As I said to you, we have the MBA mortgage headline. Now, I went in much more detail in my full research for my paid subscribers this morning on this, and I show you everything from ARMs to the short-term rates, what they were as of last night, and why you're getting a little bit of a bump in all the different categories, both last week and this week. Canada's central bank, any minute should come out, but they're expected to announce another rate hike. The EIA petroleum stocks, well, we're looking for a market with a slight net build. Nothing really big to talk about there. So I look at all that and I go, okay, what am I going to do with my day? Well, it's the type of day where I'll do a few other things, only because I think you've gone into a hold period until tomorrow when we get some more economic data. After that, the market will trade for a day or two off normal things, and then it'll get quiet right in front of the FOMC meeting, which is a week from today, the announcement. And then, as you know, we'll get the announcement at 1 o'clock, and then 40 minutes, 30 minutes later, we'll get the press conference, and away we go. And then you have to listen for about an hour to that. Then we go through that yin-yang, where then we go to Asia with what happened, then over to Europe, back to America, and then we're back to normal trade for quite a while. And that's pretty much my game plan. That's where we're at. But there's another game plan. Remember, we're having a live webinar this Thursday. We are just about sold out on the thing, and it's free. Remember that. But we got a lot of people coming into it. I appreciate all the questions that were sent to me via the confirmation that you receive, and you click on that where it says Ira questions. I want you to do it that way. It's helped. I've created a lot of charts, and with the help of my quote vendors, it appears my charts have all been fixed. We found another issue this morning that they didn't even know about. We located it. They gave me a fix, but now they'll figure out why that one has happened, and that should do it. I use a lot of the software that you're not used to, and that's because I've been part of the development team for over 30 years on it. So I definitely know my way around this. Like, I am a pro in it, okay? I mean, I was right at the heart of developing all this. So very interesting as to what it can and can't do. Now, this is the time, this is the kind of market where I go to a tool called pivot points. And I find it has, on days like today, excessive influence on me. If I'm a person that's looking for some action, day trading, this is the tool that I run to. And it's a combination of looking at a prior day's range. You come up with values that will find a center point called the pivot. Then you have buy one, buy two in the blue colors, sell one, sell two, and you tie it together with momentum, and as momentum wanes, You're moving into the market, always trying to get back to the pivot, the central line, or in some extreme situations, from the top red line to the lower one, or for the blue line to the one above it. There's different ways to work with it. I created a free course, all video, so that you can go through it, see what I do. You do it the same way. Your charting software has pivot points on it if it's worth anything. Some people use more than 2. Currency traders will go out to as many as 4 different deviations from the pivot. How do you work with it? How do you set it up? Simple. Just go to our website, and under pivot points and the free offers, it'll be there. You can also move your cursor up here at any time to do it. I will send out this morning one more invite to the live webinar tomorrow, and that's it. So if you're not on the mailing list, there's no way for you to get in unless you call my staff now, because you're not going to see it again after I send it out this morning. I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a good day. I will see you tomorrow at the webinar, I hope. I'll see you at the end of the day with our market wrap-up. Trade well.